Yo, what's up? It's Anthony, and today we are going to review another advertisement. This one is something that I really like. This one is about the Zippo that was stuck in a fish. So let's get started. So you can see right in the beginning that they decided to choose a picture of a giant fish with, like a Zippo. So the reason why they do this is because one, it's a really awkward photo that's going to grab your attention. And this is what this is what you used to do in Facebook advertisement before they banned it. But basically, if you put something that's weird, if you have like a regular bag of money, or if you choose like a baby with a stacks of money, you're going to focus more on the weird stuff. That's like human nature. Most people would focus on the baby with the stacks of cash because it doesn't add up. It's like, why would the baby have a ton of cash? And this is the same thing with the Zippo here. It's like, why would a fish be eating a Zippo lighter? Like, it's just a jarring photo. And I think that's why they really decided to use this photo. Now let's see right here. I thought this was kind of interesting. They actually put Zippo, the lighter that works. I think that's a part of, I don't know how that would work for a direct response. I could definitely see it more as a branding tactic, but I guess it's to like really hone in the fact that even if a fish eats a Zippo, it's gonna work. I think it's kind of weird that they just put it kind of right here in like tiny, tiny font, which makes me think that that's not the first thing that you're gonna look at. You're gonna look at the fish, and then probably the headline right here, and then once you start scanning, you're gonna see this thing right here. So let's get started. The amazing story of a Zippo that worked after being taken from the belly of a fish. So right here, this is a perfect example of what you can use for your own, copywriting, any angle, email, landing page, anything. See, what they did was, well, you can't, use this exact headline. Maybe you can make changes, but what I'm trying to get at is the big idea. The big idea here was that after going through, I would bet, weeks of research, they were like, you know what, this seems kind of interesting and weird. It's kind of similar to the one where John Carlton found out, the one-legged golfer. After like asking around, it's like, wow, this is kind of weird how this, one-legged golfer is just destroying. And it's the same concept here, but instead of the one-legged golfer, it's a fish eating a Zippo, because that's not something that fishes usually do, right? It's not also like a common story. So they decided to use that big idea and frame their whole picture. So what I'm trying to get at here is, if you want to take your next copywriting level to the next level, you want to focus on that one big idea that could change the game, and then focus your whole copywriting around that big idea. Because if you get that one big idea right, you'll be raking in the moolah. All right, so let's get started. The fish that snapped up the Zippo lighter was a great northern pike, one of America's scrappiest game fish. So I don't really know what scrappiest game fish here, but what I do like is that it's very specific, because specificity is like, that's how you gain trust and like believability. And when you add that what type of fish was, a great southern, and then like describe the fish, it makes this whole story a lot more believable. And when you're trying to sell something, you want to make sure that they believe in your story. Otherwise, they're gonna think it's hocus pocus, and then just like, they'll start writing bad comments on Facebook and just start spamming you, and in most cases, people just won't buy from you. That's about it. All right, let's get started. So their first line is, Mr. Harry Best, recently retired fish and game protector for the New York State Conservation Department, told this remarkable but true story to the Zippo man. So what I really like about this is basically they're framing this as like a news article. They're like, Mr. Harry Bass, this type of person, talked to the Zippo man. Now, what I really like about this part is that they're framing not just like an average guy, but the Zippo man. Because the whole premise of this is to identify yourself as the Zippo man. Because the whole point of this advertisement is to boost your status as like an alpha male, basically. The alpha male is the Zippo man. Once you have a Zippo, you are a Zippo man. When you are a Zippo man, good things will happen to you. That's like, they're trying to elevate the status of a Zippo man. So if you carry a Zippo, like, damn, he's a pretty cool guy, you know. That's kind of status, and one of the status is really important. This is one of the human, you know, one of the most basic desires that people have. They want to improve their status, and if you can tap into this desire for your product, good thing is gonna happen to you. All right, let's get going. A party just went west of Cleveland on Oneida. Part was fishing. Three, they caught a pike that weighed when they dressed the pike in the stomach. So the whole point of this right here is that they decided to get the story and then they condensed it down. And if I'm right, what they probably did was, you know, they condensed the story into super simple sentences that's very clear and straight to the point. You know, they sent it to the guy, be like, "Is this okay?" And the guy probably said, "Yeah, it's basically the story." And they were able to put quotes on that. That's how I think they put quotes. But as you can see, the flow is like, you know, specific place, specific fish, where they caught the fish, how much the fish weighed. And just like I was saying, when you add more specificity to the story, it makes it a lot more genuine and believable. And you can see that they're not even trying to sell anything the first two paragraphs. They're just telling about the story about a fish, or the first four paragraphs that, you know, that a fish ate a Zippo. You know, who wouldn't want to read that? You know, it's kind of, I would probably read that. It sounds kind of interesting, you know, picking up newspapers. Alright, the pike must have picked it off the bottom or could have grabbed it before it got to the bottom. The lighter was in fine shape, which showed that it had not been lost. The best part was that the Zippo lit the first time. So I think the premise they're going for this paragraph is that when they say the Zippo was lit for the first time, it's like this Zippo has never been used. And just the fact that it can be used after it's been, you know, in the water, it's been on the bottom of the water, a fish ate it, we got it out of the fish, and it still works. That's something pretty amazing, don't you think? If you don't, let me know why in the comments below. Alright. Let's see, even for a fisherman, it's quite a yarn, but then there are thousands of other Zippos when to the venture made it. So right here, it was what I was trying to get at. They're trying to build the status that when you are a Zippo man, you know, you are an adventurer, you're a high status male. Or female, but I'm pretty sure it's targeted more towards males, because they, my reasoning is because they call it the Zippo man. You know, I could be wrong. All right, you know, they don't say Zippo woman, but like, you know, Zippo man. So I'm 80% sure that it's targeted for guys. Let's keep going. The zipper man is not surprised with the lighter work. He makes every one of his lighters work, not just for weeks, months, or years, for forever. So this is a typical benefit of like, yes, this lighter will work forever. But right here, this is what I really like. They're really tapping into the desire of status. Like this Zippo man. This Zippo man is hella confident. He's like, yeah, I already knew it. Like, a shark could eat the Zippo for all I care, and it would still work. You know, I could literally, like, you know, just like throw it in the bathtub, you know, maybe cook it with some pasta, take it out, and it'll probably still work. You know, that's how much trust I have in this Zippo product. So one, it shows that they trust the product and that they're so confident that's going to work. But two, it also gives off a status of a confident guy. And when you have the Zippo, you are identifying with this confident guy, which is what practically every guy wants. They want more confidence in their life so that they could, you know, do things more confidently, you know. Whether you buy the Zippo in the store or find it in the fish, offers you his same incredible guarantee no matter what it is. If a Zippo ever fails to work, he'll fix it for free. So what I really like about this is that they never tried to sell you. Like, it's an they're indirectly selling you through these pictures right here with the price. They're showing you the product and they're showing you the different designs. But you can tell that after reading through this, it's just a story, benefit, and guarantee. You know, if you have a Zippo, you know, we could fix it for free because we know it's gonna work. And then you can see how they have like lose proof, new Zippo, regular Zippo, gold-filled Zippo, engine 2, new. If you don't see Zippo on the bottom of the fish, on the, I can't even read it, of the lighter, it's not a genuine Zippo. So right here is like saying like there's probably a lot of knockoffs, and it's not a real. You can't be a real Zippo man if your Zippo's, booby chew, it's fake. So one way I would make this advertisement better is I would go more the Apple route. Instead of having 6 options, what I would do is I would just focus on the 3 most popular products. And the reason for this is because when you have too many choices for the customer, you're more likely not to choose at all. But then if you only have one choice, it feels like you're not given enough choice. So usually, like a fine. So it really depends on the price. Sometimes you just want to focus on one because when it's just one product, it's completely clear. But if you want to add custom, you want to add colors to it, I would focus on doing 2 to 3 because 2 to 3 is not too overwhelming, to choose. But then it also gives you some freedom to make it more personal, more customizable. So that's how I'd make this advertisement better. Maybe I would choose like this. Is this a duck or a swan? I don't know. And then maybe gold because gold looks cool, and then the stripe pattern because it reminds me of a candy cane. Just like okay, that's not how I would choose my colors. But I would choose the base. Once I have the data, what would be the most popular, and then just focus on those 3. But if you don't know, then just choose the ones that you think would do well, or choose the ones that you like. All right. So that's about it for this ad. Let me know if you learned anything new, and if you enjoyed this, just let me know in the comments below. And peace out.